Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Gabrielle Zelina Natural Hair, your place for all the wonderful secret information about textured hair in 2022 and beyond. All right. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like this channel, and share it with any of your friends that this would greatly support in the textured hair community. Okay. So today I am talking about the variety of texture hair stylists that we're finding today. Okay, texture hair, natural hair, is a beautiful umbrella to kind of describe what a Black woman is, what a woman of African descent or indigenous descent, what we look like, what we're going through, the styles that we're experiencing. Okay, so we utilize these terms textured hair to describe that the hair is actually textured, and we use the term natural hair to describe that the hair has not been processed, because we know for decades our melanated sisters have straightened their hair via permanent situations like relaxers or texturizers or something like that. Okay, so those terminologies, natural hair means without relaxer, and textured hair meaning that the hair that's growing out of the scalp is actually textured. It has a natural movement to it. It is not straight naturally. Okay, so those are two major things we're seeing in the natural hair community right now, is the definition of texture and natural. Now let's talk about texture hair stylists today. Okay, so in the textured hair world, you have some women who consider themselves natural hair stylists when you can come to their salon with your natural hair, it be out in a big old poof or just, you know, in afro puffs, and they will shampoo your hair and silk press it and make the hair straight. Okay, that's having some experience of knowing what to do with natural hair. The ability to go through, detangle a big old afro and make it straight, that takes some skill. Okay, that's one level of being a natural hair professional. The next level is really knowing how to sculpt natural hair and give it elegance in its natural state. Okay, that includes cutting and coloring. All right, so textured hair has a very different system of needs when it comes to color. All right, for one, when you have textured hair and you color your hair, you're using about 2 to 3 times more of the amount of color that's used for traditional straight hair. And can I call straight hair traditional? It's traditional for some people and it's non-traditional for others. Okay, and so textured hair requires a lot of color products. So that's already just a major investment to think of. When you want to color your hair and you want it done right, you're going to need a ton of product. Your hairstylist is going to need a ton of product for your hair. Okay, so when it comes to textured color, a stylist needs to understand these things about natural color hair. If she has not had the initiation of doing lots of color and seeing how much is needed, it's not known. It's kind of a hit or miss, or let's see what happens. And then there's a complete initiation in color theory and understanding what happens to the hair when you take dark Black hair and want it to go blonde. What needs to occur within the hair? Does your texture professional stylist exhibit this? Do you see the work and, wow, this person went from dark blonde hair or dark Black hair to a very, very light blonde and still has the integrity of your hair? That is very, very important. Okay, so your first level is knowing how to just kind of flat iron the hair and make it straight. Second level is knowing how to sculpt the natural hair and give the natural curl a look, a definition, okay, by utilizing haircuts, by utilizing color systems. Okay, that's the second level combined with that first level. Now let's move to level 3. Level 3 is where you know how to make the hair straight. You know how to take textured hair, big old afro, and make it straight. You know how to give that natural curl a beautiful look, and know how to make it shiny and replenish it and help it grow. You know how to color the hair and give the hair different dimensions and varieties of appeal with cutting as well. Okay. The third level is integrating braids. Okay. Now, for many of us naturalistas, old school naturalistas, we really were hair braiders. Okay. Back in 2006, when I started my business, I was a hair braider. Okay. I worked at a hair braiding salon where people came in, they got their hair shampooed, and we braided it in a variety of styles, whether it was with extensions or without. Okay. And so you do have a class of stylists who are just braiders and know nothing about curl styling, nothing about color and cuts. Okay. That is where, you know, everybody has their niche. Everybody has their niche and what they're doing. Some people are the person you can go to get it blown out, get it straightened out. You know, there are some people you can go to get it colored, get it cut, get it styled, keep your trims up. Okay. And then you have some stylists who are just braiders who can take care of your natural hair so that you can let it grow out or you're going on vacation. Okay. Those are the three levels that we honor in my Texture Masters community. I do offer a 3-tier certification where you just want to be a texture professional, a texture master, and then a texture. So it's professional, master, and what else? Texture pro, texture master, texture. What is it? I don't remember. Should I look? Let me see. I want to look because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the information that you need. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. So first tier is texture specialist. You specialize in textured hair. The second tier is texture professional. You are a person that people come to have their hair professionally done. And then the third tier, the final tier, is the texture master. You got everything under the bucket, okay? And some of these skills include hair and scalp management, cornrowing, 2-strand twist, hair pinning, hair knotting, hair curl setting, heat styling, lock initiation, lock grooming, lock styling, lock coloring, braid extensions, twist extensions, lock extensions, weft extensions, texture hair cutting, texture hair coloring, texture hair painting, boom, color correction, Brazilian blowout, hair restoration, care and cleanliness, our service cycle of completion, and then our traditions of excellence. This is a part of my curriculum for Texture Masters. But before it became my curriculum, it became my official protocol and the way that I do business here as a hairstylist. Okay. So all of these aspects, I am a texture specialist, I am a texture professional, and I'm a texture master because I do everything. When people come to me and they're like, oh yeah, I came to just get a trim. And then the person before them, they see that I'm just finishing up some braids. They're like, I didn't know you braid. Of course, I do everything. I do everything to the hair in a very healthy, natural manner. Okay. So you won't see me putting relaxers in my clients' hair, but you may see me use an agave smoother that's going to naturally silken out their hair and create a more semi-permanent experience for them to have smooth, straight hair. You know, over my time in being a hairstylist since 2006, you know, that documentary Good Hair that came out by Chris Rock, that was paramount for me because I had already known that relaxers were not good for me. And the reason that I knew this is, you know, one thing, I'm a very spiritual woman. If you've ever been to my space, if you've ever been with me, I'm in the unseen spaces. And so I remember like wanting a relaxer as a teenager. My mom would never let me get it. And I finally got one in my upper teens and it burned. Do you understand me? It burned like heck. My scalp was on fire, you know, and then they was like, well, don't scratch. If you scratch, this is going to happen. And so I didn't scratch either. I was like, okay, I'm not going to scratch. And I still was burning. So maybe after like a year or two of me trying to master getting a relaxer and making it the best experience I could for myself, I realized there's no way. And then that's why I said, you know what? If the creator wanted me to have straight hair, I would have straight hair. So there's no need in me making any changes to what the creator has done, but I will beautify what is here because I am very good at that. And that's what I will do. Okay. So I came to terms with my hair is not supposed to be straight. If it was supposed to be straight, I would be born with it being straight, and I am not. Okay. My hair grows in big, these huge curls that will just suffocate. Okay. So I accepted that. And that's one of the reasons that I don't offer relaxers as a service. There are so many stylists, so many wonderful stylists that offer that as, you know, a service from their menu. It's not for me. My thing is honoring nature, honoring nature, honoring what nature has provided for us. There's so much in that way of life that is reciprocal in so many places in the way that I am. You know, so when you come here to have your hair done, of course, we're having conversation, you will learn that about me, that I'm a person who really wants to honor what is, what's the natural flow of things. And so, yes, coloring our hair is not necessarily a natural flow of things, but it's also just shifting the texture of the hair. And I guess a relaxer is shifting too, but there's something for me where it's like, we are going to love our curls proud, no matter what color they are. We're not dropping our curls, okay? So having that consensus of honoring who you are is everything that Gabrielle Zelina Natural Hair is about. We want to accentuate what's already here, which is our curly hair, okay? And so with those 3 levels of hair care, when you are choosing a stylist, you want to make sure you understand the variety of things that they offer. Because are you a person who wants to go to one person for this? You know, I'll go here for my cuts, I'll go here for my braids, I'll go here for my color, I'll go here for my blowouts. Or do you prefer building a relationship with a stylist that really understands your hair, that when changes come up, you have someone that's professional, that's been surveying your hair and taking notations about your hair journey, okay? You have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? And most of the time, our clients that come here, they're with us for 10 years. They're with us to the end. And the reason why is because there is no problem too big. There's no problem that'll show up that's too big that we can't manage, that we don't have the support outside of the salon to manage. And so a lot of the times that people come to me, they come because not only do they get the support, the style, the beauty, the feeling of goodness that comes from getting your hair done, but you also get this never-ending support and understanding your body. You know, as a cosmetologist, one of the biggest things for me is that I'm a master of the body, not just the hair. I am a master of skin, of health. I study it. I study myself. I study my children. I study my clients. I study anyone who's around me. If there is imbalance happening anywhere and you want to change it, I am usually the woman you want to talk to. You know, if there's an imbalance in the gut. And that's not to say I'm perfect, you know. The last month has been a little bit stressful, and I have been eating a lot of sugar and cakes. Like as we're coming into the spring, I'm like feeling all celebratory. And we had Valentine's Day, and I got on this little sugar binge. And sure enough, my skin started itching, and I was like, yo, something's going on. And so I'm always in the extremes. Medicine, the body, you balance it out by understanding the extremes. So the fact that I'm sitting here eating all this sugar, knowing that my constitution is already very sensitive and I'm already very aware of my body, I'm eating all this sugar, eating cakes, eating yeasty stuff that I know causes candida. And then I manifest a candida situation in my body. You know, most people are like, oh, well, let me go and get something for yeast. Let me get a diflucan. Let me get this. Let me get that. No, I already know what's the underlining balancer to this state that I'm in right now. And so, of course, I go and get, whether it's kombuchas or I drink fermented drinks that have healthy forms of probiotics. When you're eating baked goods and sugars all day, there's nothing alive in that. I'm not getting any live nutrients. I'm just letting my taste buds go for a dance. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to live. But my thing is, you got to know how to balance it out. And that's why I share that story is I am very good at balancing out any situation, any circumstance. What is the balance? And so I think that's what makes me a very unique stylist, is that I tend to view something or observe something and figure out how to create the balance. You know, when we get our braids done, you know, I have people come to me and they've been getting their braids done and now their edges have thinned out. We cannot continue to braid their hair in small braids if it's caused damage to them. We're not going to do that. So what are we going to do? What are some of the ways we can balance that? We can balance it by not putting in braids at all. We can also balance it by creating braids that are a good size for the client, that are not stressful on the client's edges. So that way this client can still have the freedom of braids and not have so many challenges with her retaining her hair. Okay. And so that same thing goes in any area of my life. When clients come to me with a problem, I am the balancer. I'm the equalizer. Okay. And I love being able to use all of my knowledge and gifts around being a master of the body, and sharing it with my clients is very important to me. Okay. So what are we taking away today? Today, we're taking away that there are a variety of stylists out there. And you have to decide as a client whether you want to be a person who has very niche stylists in various areas. One you get your braids done with, one you get your color done with, one you get your silk presses done or whatever. Or do you want to build a relationship with someone who can take you through all of the varieties of hair, and you can build a relationship? Takeaway number 2 is you identifying as the client, what depth of knowledge are you looking for in a hairstylist? What are the levels of support that you need to have the beauty that you want? Okay. And so we get to leave with those things and understand that here at Gabrielle Zelina, we do it all. We teach it all. We do it all. We have the best understanding of hair care and hair color. And if there are things that come up, the curiosity of understanding it is always present too. As a professional, I mean, this industry is always evolving and it never ends. And so some things I stay like away from that I don't feel are a good match for me. Like you'll never see me do lace wigs. And it's not the fact that I don't like lace wigs. I have friends that are cosmetologists that offer that service. But once again, remember, my personal niche and purpose is to honor what God created. Okay. And so in that, that's what I'm doing. And I love it. 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 This is year 16 and what I'm doing. And I cannot wait to touch more people's crowns and lives and and continue blooming in what it is we love. So I'm so happy that you're here, and I will be sharing more in our next video.